everyone, and welcome to Childhood Expired, where we share our experience as young adults. I am Kike, the funny and the wise one of the group, and I'm married to Kathy.
I'm Kathy. I'm the married working glue that keeps this group together.
And I'm Abril. I am the traveling single one that adds fire to this group.
And on this episode, we are going to be talking about something very interesting that should be talked about more often.
Very tiring.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't really get brought out there because it's very slept on. So we are going to be talking about burnouts. And if you guys don't know what that is, it's about car guys when they go out there at night and they spin the wheels really bad. No, I'm kidding. We are starting college, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I am very afraid of what is coming.
Burnout.
So throughout this episode, it's going to be really interesting, especially for me. Because
Yeah.
I'm already kind of freaking out.
Now the three of us at this table
Now the
are college
three of
students.
us.
But
Before
you
it was
guys
only
have
Abril.
more experience than I do. That's what is like.
That is correct.
That
How
is
are you
true.
guys getting through it? Because I'm not good at reading. I'm not good at being.
Well,
a
we're about to
student.
tell you that I haven't.
So before we continue, if you enjoy this, if you like this, if you've been listening to this podcast for a while now, make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below what you would like to see next. Comment down below what are your thoughts. Make sure that you follow our social media and share it to your friends and family. It's very important, especially when you want to share your mind or if you don't know how to word out an opinion, we got you. So, how does it feel like to burn out? Let's start with that. I'm scared. I'm starting college. You guys already been there. How does it feel?
It's like mentally and physically, emotionally. It's like every part of you
All of your
Can't
senses
go
are on
anymore.
override.
like breaking down. Like it's like, like when your phone overheats and it stops working. Like it won't. Like it doesn't matter. You try to do. It's like, no, I need to cool down. Like that's what burnout is. Like it's you. Even if you want to keep going, you can't. It's so tiring. It's so. I don't know how to explain it, but I think a lot of us go through it, right? Or a lot of us have been through it. Which is like, you physically just don't want to do anything, and it's like not like. It's like separate from like an anxiety or like a depression or like a, like a mood swing. Like it's its own little crazy category.
Yeah, because I think because it's like circumstantial. Like it's based on
Mhm.
whatever situation, whatever you're going through at the time.
Especially that last straw,
Mhm.
basically. Like, how do you know when you're getting to that part?
Well, there are some times when I'm like, this is it. This is as far as I can go.
Mhm.
I'm totally overbooked, over worried,
Mhm.
over everything. I'm over every limit there is.
Mhm.
I think. But I think sometimes we feel that way, right? We
Yeah, yeah.
exaggerate things and that's the end of the world and
Mhm.
everything is terrible. I can't do
Yeah.
nothing right. I'm failing,
Yeah.
but really it's just a perspective in that moment because
Mhm.
2-3 months down the road, something happens that's legit.
Yeah.
And I'll think back and I'm like, 2-3 months ago, I wasn't burnt out.
Yeah.
I was doing just
I was
fine.
being a crybaby.
This is the burnout. Now I feel it. Now I cannot do nothing. I cannot function. My brain is
Yeah.
completely gone. My body's gone. Nothing is working.
Mhm. I think I know I hit burnout when I have a good cry. Like when that's it. Like when there's nothing else. It's just
Me
to
too.
cry.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know when burnout will happen, and I declare and I hope that it doesn't ever happen, but right now, I'm like at the point where I'm going to work super early in the morning,
Mhm.
coming home. I usually sleep after work, and I feel like I haven't done that just because of the sense of urgency in my
to get
heart
your
and
stuff
mind
done.
to get my
Mhm.
stuff done. So I just worry about if I sleep, I'm going to waste time. So I haven't been sleeping after work. And people do that. Some people may think, why is he complaining about that or not? I'm not really complaining. I understand
Yeah,
the
yeah.
circumstance.
Yeah, but you have to know your
go to
body.
work,
Yeah.
Listen, Gige, you go to work at 4 a.m. until 1 p.m. I used to do that, and I used to I take a nap right after work. So no,
Yeah.
it's not like, oh, not everybody takes a nap. No, well, not everybody goes to work at 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
It's different because you wake up at 3, all right?
Yeah. And especially me, it's really hard for me to wake up, so I have my alarms like at 2:50.
Exactly.
So I can get out.
Mm-hmm.
So like I have that going on, and then I have I try to check whatever I have like that I need to do in my computer work. Like I come to my office at home, I sit down, I get distracted a little on my phone here and there, and then I'm like, all right, let's see, because now I have homework that I have to pay attention to. I'm not really good at reading. I lose attention span when it comes to reading like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, even like I found out that I can just play it because there's an option where you can like hear it out loud. And I'm like reading with it, and I just all right, automatic hearing. I'm gonna start doing stuff while I listen.
Yeah, but it works better for him.
Yeah, because I actually
because he can tell me. He's like, I learned about this and that, but he was like organizing his drawers. You know.
Okay.
So another thing for that side note is that we're hoping that when we go to the new doctor we have, that we can like ask questions about ADHD to see if I have ADHD, because I never knew if I have ADHD
you
or
think
not.
you do? Have you Googled the symptoms? I know you're
I
not
haven't
gonna do
Googled the
that,
symptoms,
but
I have.
you know
She has.
I want to get him tested.
So there's
the
like a
DSM-5
lot
out of love
would say.
There's a lot of like hints and possibilities that I could have it. I just don't know. And also, I've always feared that if I do take the test, I don't want to find out that I have ADHD and then be like feeling like it might be a disability to me, or like I just hope that I can see it as a whole, like that explains a lot of me.
And then you can find what actually works for you. Yeah, you have answers. Yeah, that's how you have to look at it.
But where you are right now, then you don't feel like you've been burnt out at some point before?
So, and then after I'm at home, I check my stuff. Then I ask you, what's the plan for today? Am I going to church? Or even before I even get home, like I'm already asking you, what's the plan? Because mentally, I need to be prepared. Because if I come with the mentality of, oh, I'm going home, I'm going to rest, and then I come home and Katya's like, what are you doing? Like, get prepared. We're leaving. It sets me off on a bad mood for the rest of the day. And that's like borderline burnout for me. It's not really that I'm burnt out, but I'm in a restless mood. And I feel like I've been like that this whole past 2 weeks. I just been feeling really restless. But I've been like hoping and praying that I wouldn't go through a burnout. Because not from my experiences, but you can be wise enough to not go through something and understand the circumstances and not go through the results.
Like time management is one of that. Like sometimes burnout is your fault. I've definitely had times where it's just like you just have to plan. You have all these things, right? Like all of us now go to work. We go to college. We volunteer our time at church. We do other things. You guys are married, have families. There has to be a time where you're mature enough and responsible enough to be like, I also have to book time to just do nothing sometimes. Do nothing and that be okay. But also, like, I have the problem where the immaturity in me will schedule a day to do nothing, but it's at the worst time that it will back me up in other places. So that's also a thing. Like, you can't just be like, oh, I need this day so that I can... No, get your stuff in order.
Because tomorrow's going to get worse.
Get your stuff in order. I've definitely had that. I remember one time I fell asleep the entire day, and I remember praying, telling God, I'm gonna regret this, and I did. I stayed up, and that I think it was like a Wednesday. I slept the whole day. I had the whole day off. I did nothing, and I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong, but because I didn't have things planned before, or I got ahead of time, I stayed up so much reading my textbook, doing stuff for ministry, and all this other stuff, texting people that I forgot to, and just so there is a maturity responsibility when it comes to not getting to that level and knowing how to take care of yourself in the right way. And then sometimes burnout isn't because you were irresponsible. Now there's the other side of you're just so like, I have things to do, and you're just so focused on getting them done, right? You're just so focused on, all right, this is done. What's next? And you're in the routine. Maybe it's because you love it. Maybe because don't get me wrong, I love going to school. I love my job. I love being at church. I'm like, okay, yes, you're always that yes person. And then at one moment, it's just too much. But you're happy with all the things, you want to be grateful, and yet you feel this like, oh, if I don't do all these things, I'm not grateful for it, right? Like if I'm not putting in all these hours, it's just because like I don't love it as much as other people do, which is wrong. And then that's how you get burnout, and then you start getting resentment to the things that you loved, to the things that you wanted.
Yeah, and I really think the distinguishment for me, like you said, like crying, when they get to the point of crying, because I'm not you're pretty emotional. Your emotions are in everything. Everything you do, your heart is in it. Yeah. Me, not that I'm like, my heart isn't in it, but I'm not emotional, right? Things don't make me cry. I don't get upset easily. I'll push through. I'll be all right. I don't care. So for me, a big distinguishment is, I can be tired, but I'm not upset. Like, my emotions don't feel hurt. My emotions don't feel worn out. My body does. A perfect example is this weekend. This was a busy weekend for me. I did a lot. I was busy Friday, Saturday. And yesterday, a couple friends texted that they were going to go out. And I read the messages and I was like,
it sucks to say
I can't do it. I can't do it. I knew my body needed rest. I was tired physically. I had been doing a lot. And I went home and slept. I slept for probably 5 hours. And then we woke up. We had a late dinner. We hung out for like an hour, watched an episode, chatted, and went back to bed. And that was the rest of our Saturday because I had been doing so much. Now, I had a great weekend. I loved this weekend. Had a great time. Today, Sunday morning, I woke up. I was a little bit groggy. I was like, I'm not ready. I slept in a little bit. We slept in a little bit more than what we usually do because we knew we could, right? It's like, it's okay. I slept in. And then I was like, all right, Kika, time to get up. By the time I was up brushing my teeth, I was giggly. I was making jokes. I was singing. And me and Kika were just walking around the house getting ready. And I was like, this and that. And Kika looked at me. He said, I love when you're like this. And I was like, it's because I slept. It's because I got all my sleep. I had a great weekend. I'm not burnt out. I was just tired.
No
and
changes
sleep
happened to me because I'm always sleeping.
He's always sleeping. But the sleep recharged me. And I had a great Sunday. I went to church, did everything that we do in church, and everything was good. So I know I'm not burnt out. Tired is perfectly normal. It happens. Of course, your body gets tired physically. But when I have a week where everything is making me cry, I'm angry, I'm this, and like uncontrollable tears, I'm like, okay, I need to evaluate what I'm doing. Something's wrong.
What is happening?
One night you did hit that one point where a lot of things were making you sad out of nowhere. There were valid reasons, but you were just
on a
emotional.
usual Monday to Friday Kathy.
No.
It wouldn't be like
there's
that.
no tears. And multiple tears in one day is a red flag for us, right? And I'm like, oh, something's wrong here. Okay, where am I missing
and then
something?
Going to church has been like, like we obviously say hi to people. People say hi to us. They check on us. And then they would ask me like, so how are you? Like, how's life? How's things? Something that I usually ask people too. And I've been like, I'm just kind of restless, like in the sense, and it's like, oh yeah, like, well, what are you taking for college and stuff? And I'm just like inside, all I can think of is of how tired I am.
Yeah, like, and restlessness is bad for you physically. So you have to keep it into account and take care of yourself because it will only make things worse.
Like, although my usual self tends to be, I can fall asleep anywhere. I can, even on noisy areas, silent, whatever the occasion is, cold, hot, I will sleep. But like, feeling restlessness is a different thing. And like, I will fall asleep, and when I wake up, I'll still feel restless. Just because I'm not hitting the hours that I'm supposed to.
Yeah. Or just like the subconscious like stress, like it stays with you. So even if you do get those hours, like if you're for real, like in a deep moment of just so much stress, it gets you. Even that resting doesn't feel like you're resting.
Yeah. And like, burning out. Like, what gets you to burn out? Let's say, what is one of those that you feel like you just want to die? Like, that then and there is your burnout.
Everything is over.
Everything is gone. I think, like I said earlier, time management when I just don't do that correctly, because burnout really is you're overworking every part of yourself. Sometimes it's physically, sometimes it's mentally, emotionally, it can happen just from anything. I remember when I first started like going to, I don't think I've ever said this publicly, but when I first started going to therapy, and I haven't in a while, I just haven't felt like I've needed it. But I remember being emotionally burnt out because I've never had to talk about my feelings in such a way, like in such a deep, profound way, in a very specific way, and in just a very direct way that was just about me and just things that happened. I remember, like, I wasn't physically tired. I wasn't out here running miles every day. No, but emotionally, I remember crying because just having to combat that, I've never done that before. So it's just overworking things that you're not used to, right? So it is if you push over 40, or if you talk about your emotions and you're usually not that person, or if whatever, so I think whenever it gets like that, and I don't think I've had a big burnout recently, or just like being backed up on homework because you're being, like I said, like irresponsible. Lazy. Like, I know I have a paper coming up next week. I need to do it now so that I don't, because then after that paper, there's another one, and then there's another one, and then there's another one. So it's just that overworking. And I think I know when I'm about to hit it is when I'm being irresponsible, or I'm doing something like therapy that's new, and I've just never used those abilities, or however you want to call it, before.
Yeah, kind of like that, like how burnout isn't always physically tired, right? Just doing things, you were emotionally tired. I get socially tired. I get burnt out socially. If I have a lot of social events all in one go, I can't do it. It's just not my nature, right? I know how to be social to a certain extent, but I do the best that I can. I can manage. I can say hi to people. I can talk. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like panicking in the corner. I don't have anxiety like that, right? I make it sound like it is, but I'm not. I'm just shy. I just like to be quiet. But I will get socially exhausted, and I know when I love my friends. Great to have friends. You should have amazing friends that support you, that hang out with you, and your funny friends, your nice friends, your whatever friends, you got them all. Yeah. And I know that sometimes, as much as I love hanging out with them, I can't do too much like per month. I just can't. I can't. I have to have a balance and just know there are certain things I'm not going to go to, and it's totally okay. They all hang out. Wonderful. I'm not going to feel bad. I'm not going to feel excluded. Like, it's just something that I can't, because I will get socially exhausted. And I know that as soon as if I've been doing a lot, right, socially, as soon as I leave whatever event or place I'm at, I turn off. And that means everything turns off. So I'll get home, and if Kika's like in a good mood, he's like, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, Kika, I just can't right now. You're doing too much. I'm so sorry. And poor Kika, he really puts up with a lot. all the applause to you. Wonderful husband. But sometimes I feel so terrible because Kika has a little bit like more variety in his switches. If he's tired in something, he'll turn off that switch. And that's it. And now he can socialize, or now he can hang out, because whatever work switch is off and school switch is off. If one of my switches did too much, all of them have to turn off. I have to factory reset. Like, everything has to turn off. And I just need to sit. I just need to, that's all I need. Or lay down, close my eyes, just at least a few minutes. Like, I literally have to reset myself. And it's just something I have to know and manage it, so that I don't get, because then if I get burned out, then I'm not enjoying anything, or I'm, being rude, or...
Yeah. Then you just have to know your body. You have to know yourself. Like, that's the thing. If you're like, I'm always getting burnt out, I'm always, okay, well, what are you doing, bro? Like, if it's like every month, every 6 months, you're going through like a exhaustion period, life crisis, then it's not really the things around you. You need to look at yourself and be like, okay, because a lot of it is just prevention, right? Like, just stopping before you get so far gone, getting to know yourself and be like, oh yeah, once, if you know that saying yes to going out with all the homies is what's gonna get you, plus you don't go all the time, right? If I know saying yes to whatever, like, going, I don't know, going to clean the church every day for like 5 hours. All right, well, I don't have 5 hours.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes you can't be the person that says yes all the time, or even spending time with your own family. Like, there, you know, just know, like, you have to decide, or you have to evaluate what really is the one that pushes a little bit too far.
That's good to know, because at this point of what you guys are saying, I feel like although I'm restless, I don't feel like I'm reaching that point.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, yes, I'm restless. I'm doing work, school, church, and then late at night, I finish the rest of my schoolwork until it's 11:59, which is crazy. It's tiring.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad that I can't hang out as much. Not too bad, but it still sucks. Sometimes I have to have self-control.
Yeah, of course.
I have video games at home, and sometimes when I will come home from work, my decompression is just playing video games, having an outlet. But I can't do too much of that because I also got to finish the other stuff. Yeah. And sometimes I want to sleep, but I feel like it could be a waste of my time, even though Kathy tells me, just go to sleep. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. I still stress about it, and I don't go to sleep.
Sleep is magical.
Sleep is great. It's good for you.
So with that, you know, like, how do you recover? Like, if you go through a burnout, how do you get yourself out of it, you know?
I think the biggest key is that, yes, you need to rest. You need to take that break. But if you don't get up the next day and change anything, you're not recovering.
Yeah.
You're just taking a pause and you think everything is better, and it's not. I think that's the biggest key, that you have to move something in your schedule or evaluate what needs to get done and set to the side, what needs to be put on the back burners, what maybe you shouldn't continue doing, like if that's not something that actually needs to be present in your life right now.
Yeah, do a change, and a pause is good, but you're right, if there's not a change in that pause, it means nothing. I've said it before, I've called out of work to have a day to myself, to get caught up on other things because I've fallen short. I've called out of work. I've missed friends events, family events, church events. That's okay. Like, maybe you can say, or maybe you can think that it's irresponsible, but if you need that day, and be honest with the people around you, be honest with your boss, be honest if you have a ministry leader, with your friends, and be like, hey, like, this is where I'm at right now. I need to tone it down 90% because I'm just in overload. I promise you, like, people understand that because people go through burnout. This is such a normal thing. Why we don't talk about it is so weird, so beyond me. Because maybe if we did talk about it more, so many people wouldn't go through burnout. Be honest and have that day, have that pause, get yourself caught up on maybe what is giving you so much anxiety and so much worry and so much stress. Or just have a day that hours, not even a day, sometimes you don't need days, but just block out some hours that you can play video games, watch a Netflix series, just sleep, or just have your me time, whatever that is, so that you can feel recharged, you can feel refreshed. But you're right, in that time, you need to evaluate, okay, what is it that's killing me?
After that time. Not during the time, because then you're going to ruin it.
Yeah, you're going to ruin it.
After your nap, go for it.
And do it. And don't be like, I think a lot of people think that it's weak to cut back. Like for me, when I was a full-time student, so I did school full-time. Now I'm part-time. There was a part of me that is a little bit like embarrassed to say that I'm a part-time student. Because I know I was able to do full-time. I know a bunch of people do full-time and have jobs and do that. I mean, I did it. Yeah. For me to say that I'm part-time, it's just like, wow, like, you just can't add on 2 more classes. You can't just add on 6 more credit
I'm glad that I only have 3 classes right
now. You know, like, and it's just kind of like, but I remember being full-time student, full-time work, and so much, I almost died. I gained so much weight. It's embarrassing how much weight I gained. And now that I'm a part-time student, oh my God, I feel so much more good and just happy. I don't care if you think like, wow, wouldn't you just want to push through to get your degree faster? No, I'd rather be mentally okay.
Yeah.
I'd rather physically, like literally physically have good health because I'll
be able to smile without tears falling out.
Exactly. Like, so don't think it's weak tampoco, you know, see it as taking care of yourself. At the end of the day, nobody can do what's best for you other than you.
That's good to know. It does come down to the root of like managing yourself, knowing like when to schedule things and stuff. It really does come down to your management, but it happens to the best of us. Even when we do schedule things, even when we do manage things, we're not perfect. So one way or another, we might fall into it. So it's nice to know what Kathy said, that, you know, it doesn't change the fact of you taking a break because you're going to be coming back into it.
Yeah,
you're just
going
to go all over it again.
You have to go back to school.
If I don't fix something.
Is there something specifically that you do to recover besides playing video games?
So video games and doing DIY stuff, those are my outlets. The way I would cope with something as recovering wise, my main one, obviously sleeping, is a very general one for anybody. I think eating does a little both of mental outlet and resting, and I like food, so it kind of fuels me up.
You get some happiness going in your brain.
Doesn't food have like dopamine or something? Like like eating gives
there are certain things.
I'm not sure. I don't think food has it, but like the act of eating, especially the food that you enjoy.
You get what I'm saying.
Yeah, and serotonin. Serotonin is one too. Serotonin means happiness.
You know, a good shower. I know showering is like
That's
a day-to-day. A day-to-day, you're supposed to do it, but like a good intentional shower.
Yeah, so like even like sometimes like I don't know how people do. I don't know how people wake up to take a shower and then go to whatever. But
I have to shower in the night. You can't do showers.
Exactly. At night I shower, or if I'm really icky and I have to go somewhere important, I'll take a shower and I'm refreshed for the day. Also, when I had to go to like an event or like somewhere, I'd take a shower and then I dress up and then I go. That's like my like non-busy time. Like I'm at a party or whatever. Doesn't mean that I'm not gonna always do it, but I do try to take advantage of those times to not worry and actually be in the moment. Being in the moment is actually a good one too. Just wherever you are.
That's true. To not forget to appreciate, even if you're tired
there's
and
a
worn
lot
out.
of things going on.
There's one thing where you explain to people because they ask you how's your day, how's your work, and you explain to them. But one thing is when you're always bringing up about work, when you're always bringing up about school, when you're always bringing up about how tired you're. To be honest, I don't like it when people say, bro, I'm tired. Because we're in a day, in an era, in a generation where everybody is. So I feel bad myself, and that's why I don't like to talk about college. That's why I don't like to talk about like
you
being
think they
tired.
should say they're tired?
That's why. Yeah.
No, that's fine. But I'm just saying, like nowadays, like I'm tired of hearing how tired people are.
Oh my goodness. And that's why people don't talk about their feelings, and that's why people hold things in, and that's why nobody
because
gets
my
help.
goal is like, okay, like we're past that. Can we do something about it?
Yeah.
Because I'm more caring about the side of like, I don't want you to feel like that anymore. I want you to be.
Yeah. I guess what you're trying to say is like, I hate that like if I always talk to this person, they always tell me that they're tired. That's what you're trying to say. Yeah. Like every time I talk to Tom, he has always something to complain
like
about.
You can like sometimes you can tell when people are saying it because it's natural of them to say that they're tired, but versus somebody that is actually tired and you actually can tell, that connects, that makes sense.
But if you're actually tired, you should say like,
bro, but nowadays like you really have to pay attention to who really is tired and who's just being like, bro, I'm so tired.
But it doesn't affect you whether it's real or not.
But for me, I'm like,
it does affect him.
He brings it does affect energy, me because I'm
vibes.
Like, because at first I'm like, so you feel me, and then they're like, yeah, bro, I'm just, and then they're like, some people don't have valid reasonings, but I had to like not be judgmental about it because I'm like,
you're being judgmental
it.
right now.
But I get what you're saying.
Like,
okay, well, give me one because I feel like you're minimizing people's tiredness.
Okay.
Like, because before I feel like when I would tell you, oh, I'm so tired about school, you'd be like, oh, okay, whatever. But now you know how it feels.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like that?
I feel like that whenever I'd be like, oh, I'm tired about school or whatever. I feel like whenever I'd bring it up, you'd just be like, whatever. You chose to go to school. You chose. Yeah, no, that's how I would feel like from me. I'm being honest.
Well, it's good to know because those were never my intentions. So I'm sorry that I made you feel like that. But no, I understand you. Like you.
Oh, a recorded apology.
Aww. I'm
like,
gonna clip it.
Because no, for real, like I understand, especially in your case, like you're doing everything yourself. But sometimes, like I hear people saying, like, "Bro, I'm tired." And I explained, so what you do? I said, I just stayed up all night, like binge watching or something.
Oh yeah, no.
And like,
I don't want to hear that.
See, like you guys are saying that I'm judgmental, but I'm like, I'm over here. Like, I'm going in at 4
because
in the
we're talking
morning,
about
like,
the day that we cry.
No.
I'm tired. No, you're not.
Excuse me. That's exactly what I'm trying to explain.
It's a mindset.
Yes. So that's exactly what I'm trying to explain. Where it comes to you understanding who's being for real, who's not. Like what's evident.
Yes. Okay, I got you.
I don't think you have to. I think also you don't have to waste your energy on figuring out if they're really or not.
No, but like sometimes you can just tell. Yeah. Especially when they tell you.
No, you're right. Because I know those people. I have their names that if I go towards them, I know they're gonna tell me something sad. Yeah. Like I know.
Right.
Exactly.
And when I see that, I have to prepare myself. I'm so sorry.
And when it comes to the topic of being tired, topic of being tired, I like to relate to people tired like me. Yeah. Like when right now we're talking about being tired. We're talking about being burnt out. I don't feel like like this is tiring. Like can we get over this? No, like we're actually
because for the most part we're always positive and life is good
and we're explaining why we're tired and stuff. I mean, right now it is almost 10.
It's almost 10 p.m. and we're recording.
I feel like my eyes are like glitching right now. But like at least we get to relate and share our experiences and be in this like zone of like I feel you and you feel me. Yeah. But when somebody's being like, bro, I'm just tired, I'm always tired though. Like at first I would get it and I'll be like for real, like stuff. But now I'm like, it depends how tired you are for me. Like
Yeah. I get what you're saying now.
Because it's more like about the fact that if we don't take care of that term, like if we're not careful about the way that we use that term,
it's like when people say I'm depressed. Everybody's depressed. I'm like, nah, bro, you're not depressed.
No, great way to put it. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay, because I'm gonna start asking them. Let's go 1 to 10.
From 1 to 10.
How tired are you?
That's exactly.
They're gonna be like, 3.
We can't just use it loosely. Like it's like people are gonna start saying like, yeah, I'm tired. Like,
and more than that, burnout. I'm burnt out.
Exactly.
What did you do?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's my point. Especially like one time I learned that I can't just say that I'm like, what was that word? Panic attack.
Oh yeah, you can't just say that.
Yeah. No. Like one time I felt, and I mean, I wasn't sure if I was being dramatic or if I'm just really sad because of my experiences with girls back then. Like we have already talked about those things. But I was feeling super sad. I was feeling very low self-esteem. I was feeling all around attacked myself. Like I put all those weights on myself, and I told one of my leaders back in the day, I was like, I feel like I'm having a panic attack. And then she was like, are you okay? Where are you? And like she actually responded like if I was having and I'm like, no, I'm not having a panic attack. I'm just feeling like overwhelmed. I was like, oh, okay.
See, and you were one of those.
Or it's like people, man. I hate when people say, oh, I just have OCD. You don't just use that. That's a real disorder that like affects people's day-to-day life and how they function as humans. And I like my sticky notes to go from red, blue to green. No. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you're right. You have to be careful what you say because
that's what I'm saying. See, it's good that I'm explaining it because now you don't think that I'm being judgmental, huh? Okay. Yeah. So that's my reasoning behind that. Just. tiredness in general should be a little more understood.
Yeah.
But then again, sometimes it can be hard to tell because nowadays everybody works hard. It's always been a thing. I don't think this is new.
It's not new.
This is not new
and
to
the
the
older
table.
we get, our circle is all getting older with us, right? So everybody's life is changing. Everybody's doing more things, you know, taking on more responsibilities, and change and adjusting to all that is hard. And
I almost went on a
difficult.
retreat on Saturday, and I really want to cry. Somebody had said this, and they said it like in a way to like encourage you, but for me it was like very discouraging. They're like, "Oh, you guys that are young, I know it's hard, you know, you're learning, but then you're gonna get in your 30s, and then it's still gonna be hard, but you'll be able to give those 20-year-olds you'll give those 20-year-olds advice, and those of you who are 40, you got your thing, but you'll give those 30-year-olds advice, and those of you who are in your 50s and I know they said it to be like encouraging, like it's okay, like you're helping the next generation and helping them through their and it nenever ends. It never ends. There's always gonna be something.
you're like, where's the hope?
Wake me up.
But burnout is normal. It shouldn't be normalized though.
It's
Don't
burnout.
make it your normal life.
It shouldn't be normalized, but it should be said as burnout is real.
It's
Of
real,
course.
exactly.
Yeah, it's
It
real.
happens.
Being tired is real. It shouldn't be used all the time.
Be in tune, as you would say, with your emotions. Just know yourself, evaluate yourself, and
How are your tires? Are they burning out?
your emotional tires. Are you a mechanic now?
Oh, side note. I mean, I'm saying that for fun, but I've realized that some of my friends have a couple months ago, I had to tell my friends to check their tires because they were really flat. So
I'm
you
one of
out there,
those.
if you have a car, take a moment.
Check your tires.
Doesn't have to. If you're in bed right now,
I hope that.
you can wait till tomorrow morning before you go to work. Just make sure that you see
Wow.
deep enough wrinkles on your car. Like if you can see tracks, something that holds traction, you're good. If you see a smooth round bump, if you see a really nice circle, you're in trouble.
Looks beautiful.
It's not
It's
supposed
actually
to
a
look
bad thing.
It's not supposed to look smooth, okay?
Wow.
Sorry, I just felt like I had to say
Thank
that.
you.
Kika's really out here taking care of you.
Yes.
Taking care of all of
Please,
you.
please.
He's got your back.
Find somebody that you trust.
Thank you, grandfather.
Let them help you.
Amazing advice to
There's my
end this
nugget of
podcast.
wisdom.
Yes.
What's for today?
Check your tires. So I know burnout sounds very boring. It kind of puts you in a bad mood too.
Yeah.
Just even talking about it, it's kind of like,
This whole episode, we took a mid break for our camera, and we were like, man, we're tired. And I'm like, I just think that we're getting into the environment,
Stop it.
into the ambient.
But again, it's important to talk about it. Yes,
Yeah.
if you're feeling it, talk to somebody, ask for help, take a break, all that. But like Ika said, don't sit in that.
Yeah.
We mentioned don't just continue to do it and take your breaks. Make a change, move forward, ask for help. And find somebody that will give you hope. That will encourage
Real
you.
hope.
Another one. Sorry, it just popped in my head. I don't want to forget it. And, for us as believers, another coping mechanism is just talking to God.
Of course.
When we're by ourselves,
Sit in
like,
deep moments.
Yeah.
I know I don't have to ask you guys if we've gone through that. I know that when we're by ourselves alone in our car going to home, or we're in the bathroom in the shower, we are physically crying and talking to God.
Yeah.
It's
Or
just part of the
sitting
being
in the middle
tired.
of the floor.
Yeah.
There's times I just close my eyes and I'm in prayer, and it's like I'm somewhere else. I don't want to open my eyes because you're truly just in the moment
Or
with
if
the
you're
Lord, and just in such a peaceful place, a peaceful state. It's beautiful.
It is nice, especially there's also times where I'm crying, and I go to bed. I'm praying and I fall asleep praying. I wouldn't say always shut down your prayers midway.
Don't always
but,
do that.
Yeah.
But the fact
God,
that you're in that intimate moment with God, and you fall asleep and you wake up and you feel like God covered you, and you feel restful. You feel well rested. You feel relieved. You feel like that oppression is not in your head anymore. That is also another good way of getting through with it. I would say.
Yeah. Can't carry it all by yourself. We know that.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing. It's okay to not carry it all by ourselves,
Yeah.
right?
You're right.
You shouldn't.
So with that, we're going to leave you with a verse. It says in Galatians 6:9, "Let us not lose heart in doing good, for in due time we will reap if we do not grow weary." So that's our last word of encouragement. Keep pushing forward. Comment down below if you enjoyed this episode. We got your back. Kika for sure's got your back. Okay, if you need anything, contact us. We got you. We'll pray for you.
Yes.
And make sure that you follow us and subscribe so that you can stay up to date with everything that we're posting. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.